House hacking can be an incredibly powerful strategy for those that are trying to become financially free or just improve their current situation. Housing is the single largest expense of the average household, so eliminating that can be very helpful when it comes to wealth building. The average household spends 33% of their income on this one category, which can easily consume a large portion of your budget. Some people spend even more than that, making them house poor, spending most of their money on their home, leaving little left over for other expenses. Thankfully, there are effective techniques you can use to eliminate this expense so money can be used for paying down debt, investing, or vacationing. Take a look at how you can live for free and relax as someone pays your mortgage or rent every month. Watch to the end to hear how savvy investors are making huge amounts of money with their property in a way that you may never have thought of. My name is Chris, and I help teach people about money, personal finance, and investing. If you're interested in improving your financial future, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if this video is helpful. House hacking is traditionally when you own a property and rent out the unused space. The rent generated can often meet or exceed the cost to own the property. For example, if your housing cost is $2,000 per month, charging $2,000 per month for your extra space could allow you to live in that home for free. There are variations of this strategy that provide differently for everyone, but there are plenty of options to suit a variety of lifestyles and preferences, so finding one that would work for you shouldn't be an issue. Owning a multi-family building, a duplex, triplex, or something larger is most commonly what comes to mind when people hear this phrase. An investor would purchase a home with more than one unit and rent out the others on a long-term basis, keeping one whole unit for themselves. Your neighboring tenants pay you rent every month, which can be used to pay your mortgage, taxes, insurance, and all other costs associated with homeownership, and you'll hopefully have some money left over. The more dwellings in the building, the more potential for profit. This strategy is ideal for those looking for regular monthly rent payments with little uncertainty. However, not everyone wants to live on the same property as their tenants, and this could take some getting used to. Another option for multi-family homeowners is to rent out their extra units on a short-term basis instead of a monthly basis. This is a desirable option for those with a property in an urban setting near attractions or in a vacation area where you'll attract tourists. Listing the property for rent on Airbnb would attract guests on a nightly basis who might stay for a week or just one night. Depending on your area and property type, the income potential could be much higher than renting on a long-term basis, sometimes 2, 3, or 4 times higher. There will be different managerial tasks required, like cleaning, stocking toiletries, and handling guest feedback, but the extra income can be enough to quit your full-time job in some cases. There are many instances where people are able to quit working and nearly retire with just one successful short-term rental. A large, multi-family home isn't needed to earn rental income, which can make it easy for those looking to house hack with little to no money. If you have an extra room in your house, this could be an opportunity to find a tenant willing to rent. Many renters are happy to have just a room in someone's home as opposed to an entire house or an apartment. This is often much more affordable, easier, and temporary. Renting one room could bring in $500 to $1,000 or more per month, depending on your home and location. Even better, renting out multiple rooms could bring in excellent income to offset your housing expense. You don't always need to own the property either. Landlords are sometimes open to subletting if they know the rent is going to get paid and their property is going to be well cared for. If you have a friend or family member looking for a place to live, perhaps you'd consider taking them in as a roommate. Renting out a room in your home on a short-term basis has also gained popularity since Airbnb became mainstream. While odd to some people because common space is usually shared, others love the fact that they can meet travelers in this way who will only be staying in the home for a short period of time. Rates vary drastically, but it's a viable way to earn $100 or more every day. It still requires the management of a short-term rental, but it can be easier to manage while living in the unit. Cleaning one room usually doesn't take too long if you're doing it yourself, and it's easy to restock and keep an eye on things. Having a revolving door of tenants in your home can take some getting used to, but it can be preferable in that you're not stuck with the same roommate if you find they're difficult to live with. Furthermore, you don't have to rent to someone every night. You could only rent on weekends, holidays, or other in-demand nights that allow you to charge a premium. Another form of earning money from where you live is by purchasing a home that has the potential for you to build equity. Most commonly, this comes in the form of a fixer-upper that needs some work. Since most home buyers search for properties that are turnkey, you can usually purchase an outdated home that needs some TLC for a discount. Of course, you'd need to buy it for a low enough price that you could put the needed repairs and updates into the home and still make a profit. For example, if a property is worth $500,000 fixed up and it needs $50,000 in repairs and updates, you'd want to purchase it for $400,000 or less, leaving you with a $50,000 profit. In general, the mortgage, taxes, insurance, repairs, and all related costs on a $500,000 home would total $3,000 per month. That $50,000 in equity that you built would essentially be more than 16 months of your total housing cost. There are other ways to earn rental income from your property other than renting out a room or entire unit. Renting out extra space for others to store items can bring in money as well. An extra garage space is perfect for someone who has seasonal recreational vehicles like ATVs, snowmobiles, boats, or even an antique car and doesn't have the room to store it themselves. Basement storage is valuable to someone who lives in a small apartment with nowhere to store their Christmas decorations and extra clothes. Maybe you have a large, dry attic that doesn't get used that can be rented to someone you know. Even an outdoor parking space that provides no value to you can be in high demand. Some investors are earning huge profits by being creative and thinking outside the box. For those with a property that has extra yard space, it can be an amazing opportunity to create a short-term rental experience. This is a fantastic option to offset housing costs, especially for those with a nice spot that enjoys a view, water feature, or wooded area. Unlike the traditional bedroom or home rental, people are finding success renting various sleeping areas outside of their home. This could be a tiny, shed-like home with a small kitchen area, a camper with a grill, a tent, or even just a camping spot with a fire pit and a place to relax. Guests from urban areas seek out these rustic experiences and are willing to pay a surprising amount of money for them. For an experience such as this, guests commonly pay near what a hotel in that area would charge. Although a hotel is clearly more luxurious, there's no private outdoor space to have a campfire, grill, and enjoy peace and quiet. Being creative with this strategy has been proven to be incredibly lucrative in the right area. There are pros and cons to each method of house hacking. With the many options available, you should be able to choose one that would work for you and help you pay for your housing. Freeing up your largest expense column can make an astronomical difference on your finances, and it's something to think seriously about.